Yeah, good afternoon, students. Uh, yeah, where we stopped in the yesterday's, I think, yeah, we have, let me check from the index file. Yeah, here we have created to upload an image. So now we are checking to upload an image and upload in a file and how we can upload the file and image. So then we started here right from the start. So okay, then we will discuss today to, I think we did get an error here, I think so. I will check that. Meanwhile, I will wait for 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so to join anybody, sorry, not everybody, anybody. So let me wait. Okay, then we will start the class now. I think we need to change some defaults. Okay, so here then let me take the new, okay, default scenic. And here we are getting error. Dot hold. Okay, now we have done yesterday here, right? So let me explain it again. See, it's an important. So I have taken one image file, okay, and one file that is basically a document file or whatever file you want to upload to your server, okay, to store in the database. Okay, you are uploading that file and that image. Now when you are dealing with the input type as a file, okay, the image is a file type. Okay, the image is a file type and the document is also file type. So whenever you are dealing with this file type, okay, the input type as a file, you need to take the attribute, one more attribute known as nc type. Okay, that nc type we want to declare it as multi-part and the form data. Okay, multi-part and the form data. So when you are submitting this form, okay, when you submit this form, it will go to this action attribute. Okay, and where is that address? Info submit. Okay, info submit.jsp. So here you need to retrieve the data by using the multi.get parameter, but not in the request.get parameter. Okay, so when you are using nc type equals to multi-part form data, you need to get the details of the particular inputs by using multi. So before that, we need to create one temporary file, and with the temporary file, by using the multi-part request, we need to request every files which are present in that temporary file. Okay, so then by using that files, we have the get names. Okay, so for each and every file, we need to iterate through each file. So this is already I explained in the previous class. Okay, this is a file name. So with that file name, we will extract that file. Okay, and that extensions, and also here you can just simply give the file name. So where is it? F name. Here we have the F name, right, for each and every name. So again, you don't need to write the F name. F name dot, yeah. Now, now we have done. We have written the query to insert the data, insert into user info, name, email, image, file type, file name. So if you want to download the image also, you can save the file type of that image and the file name. But here I will show you how to view that image. Okay, so image, file, and here we are setting all those placeholders: name, email, image, file, and the file type and the file name. So then we are executing this query. So this is executing. When you are trying to execute, it will give the output in the integer form. So that's how I've taken the integer rows. So here I'm checking if the rows are greater than 0 or not. If the rows are greater than 0, then only it is successfully executed. Okay, then only it is executed successfully. So here we need to give as registration successful and redirecting. It goes to the home page. But in the home page, where is it? This is on a home page, right? So here we need to add some more files. Okay, so some more columns. For here I will give the image. Okay, and here I will give the document. Okay, document. Now here, right? So after the delete, I want to give I want to show that image. So I am just giving one empty column. I will explain that how to show the image, and here I will give one anchor link to download that file. Okay, so I'm just giving the headings here. I will show you after submitting here. We will go to that page. Now where we are, Microsoft Edge. Okay, so yesterday we faced error, right? So let me refresh this and let me give some funny @gmail.com and image. Let me select some random image. Okay, please select one random image and some random files. professional. Okay, now register. It's again the constructor multi-part request HTTP server X thing default quality is undefined. Don't know why it's coming the error. Let me check it in my libraries. I have used cause multi-part request. Okay, 1 second. Let me check this out. Okay, then 1 second. I think this is an this new versions. It's showing some errors. So let me share my original. Let me share the Eclipse again here, and I think let me stop it here. Now here, let me create one example now for yourselves. Let me delete all those things, and so 1 second. So yeah, let me create one new project here. So we'll see dynamic web project, right? What we are doing now, new project is with image and file, right? Image file project. Okay, next generate web.xml finish. Now where it is here. Okay, yeah, here image file web project main web app web inf. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me copy my libraries and paste it here. So these are the libraries requested. Copy. Okay, I'm just first doing all pasting my all libraries into this, and then here first what we need to create, we need to create one index file. So index, sorry, yeah. So I'm just now creating one more index file here, index.jsp finish. Now here I want to, screen is visible, right? Yeah. So here I'm just taking one anchor. Okay. So this is a hyperlink for a registration. Okay. I want to registration. So I want to click it on the registration link. So for that, I want giving one more address, h difference registration, registration.jsp. Okay. Now I will create this registration.jsp one more file, new.jsp registration. ISO is there, right? Yeah. Here, whatever the form we have taken on that, let me take this. Okay, here we didn't create the footer file, so let me take the footer and header from that. Paste it. What is the footer type here? Nothing, right? Header, yeah. Now come to the registration page here, form, info submit form. Okay, so these are same. So info submit, I will create here info submit, new JSP file, info submit. Now I created info submit file. So whatever the code we have used in our info file, okay, let me use that here itself. Okay, so db file also, right? Db file, what is the db file we have? Which, okay, so whatever the files, let me, I think we don't need this map. So here, let me import the files java.sql dot everything and com dot orally dot servlet everything java dot io dot everything java dot util dot everything. These are fine for us. Yeah, homepage we will do that. Okay, so now this homepage is not there, so let me take that homepage from here itself. So this is a homepage we have written, right? So image and the documents. Okay, so let me change the content type here. The content type has to be same for every page. Okay, so remember that is a new one, so it changed differently. Headers, footers, registration, info, submit, index. Yeah, now same for everyone. Now homepage, info, submit. So let me run this now. Project, run as run on server, save, finish. So here we are, right? Registration. So let me enter. I think the header file is not included here. So you can see this here. Welcome to registration details. It's not included. Oh, let me check with my code. Where is header? Welcome to the site. Yeah, it's there here, but in the registration phase, yeah, I didn't included that, so it's not showing me that header. File equals to header.jsp. So let me refresh this. See here, welcome to the customer size. Rather, rather we select one image, one image. register. Okay, content types are different. One. So 1 second, guys. I think for the DB, yeah. In the DB, the content type is different. It's like encoded in the UTF. Yeah. Again, it's getting error in the 13 page. Oh, fuck. Info registration. What is showing the error? Sorry, I think here I'm taking the temp file name. So our temp file. So our temp file. So it's, I think it's making some difference here. The still it's not the multi-part type. Sorry. See, guys, here I had done some mistake here. Like, see, in the multi-part. Okay, so this spelling has to be correct. So previously I given MULIT, so that causes an error now. So let me sort it out. Okay, so let me run this again. So let me refresh this back, refresh this and see. Now try it. Okay, open file register. Now see, it was successfully registered, but why it's showing the two documents? Why it's showing the two documents? We are 1 second, info submit, home page. Home page, page. As I said, you can use a try and acceptance. So you get to know what is the error causing in stack trace. Now this is fun. And where is this one? So when you are using the two files, okay, when you are, so here you need to end that file, okay. So this file load has to be ended here and the while loop also, okay. So whatever the loop you have here, okay, that loop has to be closed here. After closing the loop, after completion of the all the files reading only, then only you need to execute that. So let me clear this here. So now we'll go back and just refresh it and let me enter the data like Satish email.com uh, professional register. Now see, it was only one. So we have done this, right? Delete option. So do you want to delete? Okay, delete it. So I think we didn't replace that delete page. Okay, so for the copy info delete. Let me change this content type now so that you can see that delete. Refresh it. See, it's gone. So 9. Let me delete this. It gone. Okay, so here we want to display that image, whatever the image we have stored. I want to display that image. Here I want to download whatever the file he has uploaded to the server. So what we need to do now, so let me go to the home page, and where is the table? Right here. So to download, okay, you need to write a separate code. Okay, so there you need to send the to whom file you want to download. So for a particular record, you need to send that user ID. Okay, so for that user ID, whatever the document he has uploaded in the time of a registration, you need to download that file. So for that I am just download user file. I'm giving the file name, okay, JSP, and I want to send the user ID. Okay, so what is the user ID here? What is the user ID in this result set? So whatever the rs.get1 is there, so that is the first column of our database, which is nothing but the user ID. So I want to encode that by using uid question mark uid, and in the expression tag I want to use the rs.getInteger. So when I see, oh sorry, I didn't share that eclipse, right? So let me share it there. Where is it? Here. Okay, so here this is a download one. Okay, so here I am just giving one h reference address. So we need to write a separate code for the downloading the file. Okay, so here I am using download user file.jsp, and I'm sending the user id. Okay, and I'm sending the user id. So what is the user id? rs.getInteger is a user id. So now we need to create one file based on this name, new JSP dot file name. Okay, so here we are. Now what we need to do, in the we need to connect with the database. So include the database file, which is nothing but db.jsp. Okay, you are done. Then what we need to do, we need to retrieve the user id, whatever the user of. Before that I'm using the try and catch for the error handling. Okay, exception handling also we will call as exception handling. E dot print tag trace, or you can also print it out the message of that error. Print ln as e dot get message. So just you can concatenate with error message is. Okay, so it's a simple one. So inside the try you can write every code. So first you need to retrieve the user id, integer dot pass int of, okay, request dot get parameter of uid. Okay, so here in the home page I have given uid, right? Okay, here I given the uid. So now in my download.user file I'm just retrieving that file. Okay, so what we need to download that file. So we need to retrieve the data from the database. So for that we use a prepare statement, right? Prepare statement PES equals to con dot prepare statement. Okay, whatever the file you want to select that, or you can just simply give the select everything from user info where user id equals to question mark. You can give it like this, or you can just simply give the file type and the file name. Okay, whatever the column names you have given in your database, you have to give here. So let me check if those file names are correct or not, where we are in the college and the user info. uh file type, file name. Yeah, these files are correct. So this is one. Okay, file type is two, file name is three. Okay, so now what we have done, we have completed to write the statement. So after the statement, what we need to do, we need to replace the, okay, we need to replace that placeholder with the user id, whatever the user id, and then we need to retrieve then we need to execute that query and store the data in the rs, right? So result set. So then after that, we retrieving the data, we need to go through each and every file. Okay, so if there is any response before that, we can reset that. Okay, like header information or anything. So then when we need to check, we need to check whatever the file type is, whether it is pdf or docs or doc. Okay, so based on the file type, we need to we need to set the content type. Okay, so whatever the response is there, so that response set content type. If it is in a pdf, we need to set the application slash pdf. If it is in a doc or docs, we need to set application slash ms word. So after setting the a content type, we need to set the header. Okay, for the response header, like a content disposition and attachment to that, and we can content file name for that. Okay, so then after the file is stored in the long blob. Okay, so that long blob has to be get into the byte energy. So by using output stream, we can read that output stream and write the data. So here, right, so now we need to set the data. So like integer 1 comma user id. So for that user id, we need to get the result ps dot execute. Sorry, I think result set, we need to result set rs equal to ps dot execute query. So then we need to go through each and every file. So before that, I am resetting my response. Okay, response dot reset. Okay, servlet response. So now here I want to check if rs dot, so whatever the rs is there, rs dot get the string of, okay, get the string of, first we need to check whether what type of file type it is. So rs dot file type equal to dot pdf. Okay, if it is pdf, okay, so we need to send response dot set content. Okay, set the content type as application slash pdf, application slash pdf. So now we are done with one. So then what we have also, if else rs dot get string of, okay, same file type. I think we need to check it with a dot. Okay, it's okay to check with the equals to equals, or you can use the like equals dot ignores case also. Like here I will check with the dog and or uh, rs dot get string of, okay, get string of file type equals to box. Okay, so here we have, oh sorry, here I need to give this. So it will check whether the file is doc or a document. So both are same, the both document. So I am just setting the response content, response dot set content type. Okay, content type as application slash ms word. application slash MSO. Now we have given only three types. Okay, so if you have using the like text, okay, for text we will give the like application dot application slash single text or text. Okay, so now we are not giving any text, so we are going with these three. Now after setting the response content type, okay, so we need to add the header information. So here let me add. What we are doing here is here we are resetting the, okay, resetting the response. So these are the comments you already know. So here I'm checking the like what is the content type, okay, file type, checking the file type and setting response type, okay, response content type. Now here what we need to do now, here we need to like add the header information, add header information. So what we need to do now, response dot, okay, response dot uh, response dot add header. Yeah, here it is. So what is the name of that header? So that name has to be content disposition. Content is content disposition and the value. So that value has to be up. Attachment file name. So what is the file name? Slash. So file name has to be concatenate with. So here we are using the file name, right? So rs dot get string of that file name. Okay, so that file name will be responded to that header. Okay, so after adding that header information, we need to create the byte array from that blob. So we need to retrieve that blob first. Okay, so for that we have to use a blob blb equals to rs dot get blob of. So where it is, so it is in the file, right? So whatever the file we have, file. So now what we are retrieved the blob energy. So then what we need to do, we need to create an, okay, create an byte array, okay, byte array from a blob. So how we can do the byte array, how we can create the byte array? So we have the byte and array, okay, byte array b data equals to, so blob blb dot get bytes, okay, get bytes. So what is the position first and what is the length? So here whatever the blb is there, right? So that blb dot length. So this length has to be in the integer. So now we have created a byte array. Okay, now we are done with that byte array. So then what we need to do, now we need to get the response output stream. So we need to generate an output stream object by writing that content of the file, okay, into that header, into that header. So how we can write, we need to take the output stream, output stream, output. I'm creating object of that, okay, output. So response dot get, response dot get, response dot get output stream. Now 1 second, guys. Hmm. Oh, sorry guys. Now I think why we are getting this error is we didn't imported the output stream IO. So java.io. So let me check it here now. Yeah, it's gone. So now we are we want to get the response output stream. So we need to create an output stream object, okay, to write the content of that file to that header. So header is nothing but when you're downloading the file, we need to set this content type and that response header, file names, and that file. So with the help of this object, okay, output. So now we can output dot. We have the write method here. Yeah, here I think, yeah, right. So that asking the byte array. So what is a byte array here? B data. So that B data can be written here. Okay. So now we are we created the object of that and we have written the content of that file into that header. So what we need to do now is we need to close this object. Okay, output dot close method we have, and we can also close the rs dot close. We can also close the rs dot close. Now we are successfully done. So here you can write it as like get the output stream. Okay, get the output stream object and write the data. Write the data to the file header. Okay, so now we are done with our code. So let's go into that home page we are given here. Now let's go into that. Is that Microsoft Edge share. So just let me refresh here. See, now the links are active. See here it's showing in the, you can see in the bottom of my see here. Okay, here you can see the download user file.jsp. The user id is 11. So when I click on that, see the my document is downloaded. Okay, so when you click on the documents on this, okay, so see here the null file, because the previous in the previous sessions we didn't included any documents on that page, so it's showing that error. So let me do the one thing here. Let me explain the image also. Let me how to display the image. So in the image also we play the same rule. Okay, so to display the image you have to write a separate, okay, you need to write a separate code. So here what we do is we will give one tag image. Okay, so here we will give the image tag img, and I will give the source. Okay. So for the hyperlinks we give the h references, but in this image we give the source, and the source of that is where we need to retrieve that image and we need to display that image here. So user image display, I'm giving dot .asp. So which user you want, so you need to send the user id for that page. So I'm just using the expression tag and rs dot get int of 1. So 1 is nothing but the user id, and this is one attribute source. And you can also use the style, okay, for the height of that image, like let me give the 100 pixels or let me give the 150 pixel. Okay, and with also with, let me give the 150 pixel itself. Okay, 150 pixels, and we can give the alt. So whenever the image gives you an error, user image error, so this is a basically error message attribute. Okay, and so now you need to write the code in the user image display page. Okay, so let me create one new page here, image display. So what we need here, when I refresh this, see it giving you the error message. Okay, so why it giving you the error message? Why it giving you the error message? Why it's giving you error message means we have just given the source with an address of to retrieve that image. Okay, to retrieve the image, but we didn't given any code in that file. Okay, we didn't given any code file. So what we need to do, we need to display. Okay, so we need to display the data. We need to display that image. Okay, so let me write that code now. Let me share my Eclipse. Where we are. Sorry, something. Okay, so here we need to write that. So first, before that, what we need to do? Before that, what we need to do? We need to retrieve the data. Okay, so let me retrieve that data. Or you can also include the database, because we need to retrieve that image from the database itself. So db.jsp and whatever the user ID is sending. So we need to retrieve that also. So before that, I'm using the catch, try and catch, because for exception handling, like error handling, e dot print stack trace, or you can also print the out dot print ln. Okay, out dot print ln of error message e dot get message. Okay, so inside this, so you need to write. So let me retrieve the user ID, integer dot pass end of request dot get. Okay, request dot get parameter of UID. Okay, so now I retrieved the user ID. So then what we need to do? We need to write a prepare statement. Okay, prepare statement ps equals to con dot, sorry, prepare. Is this correct? So that's the reason it's showing me error. Con dot prepare statement. Here I'm retrieving the data, so I'm using the select keyword. So let me take the select everything only, and from user info, where user ID. So what is the user ID? So here we retrieved in stored in the user UID variable. So I'm just setting that variable to that query by using ps dot set int of 1 comma UID. Okay, UID. So here now we have retrieved the data. So what we need to do now? We need to execute that query. So by using the result set, we can store the output data. So whatever the retrieved data, we can store it in the rs object, ps dot execute query. Okay, so so whatever the data is there, okay, that has to be in the long blob, right? So let me take the byte array first. Okay, let me take the byte array, and that will be stored in that object, and just creating the null of that object. Okay, and if if the image is there, if rs dot next is executed perfectly. Okay, so whatever the image is there, okay, that blob, blob blob, it will be stored in the blob, right? Image equals to rs dot get the blob. What is the column name we have given in the database? I think we have given image in the database. Okay, SQL image. So whatever the image is stored in the database, it will be stored in this blob now. Okay, it will be stored in this blob. I think we are getting import java dot type, and we are getting error still. I have created the now. Now we have retrieved that blob. So what we need to do now? We need to convert that blob into byte. So image data, okay, image data equals to image dot get bytes. Okay, what is the position? This position is 1, and the length, what is the length actually? Image dot length method. So that length method we need to convert into the int. Okay, sound. Now we have converted that byte array data. So if it is not executed successfully, so we need to send the else message, right? So we need to send the message as out dot println as image not found for given user ID. Okay, so I'm just and I will return that to that page. Okay, so now if I found that image, so we need to set the response content type, right? Response dot set content, response dot sent content type. I think didn't have time, but I will go speed image slash JPG. Let me show it in the JPG itself. Okay, so let me create the output stream. Output stream out equals to response dot get output stream. Okay, so I think OP. Let me keep it as OP. So we need to write the data OP dot write I to, so where it is in the image data, right? img data, then I'm closing it op dot close. Okay, I'm closing. So if you want to close the rs also, you can close it. So let me show it now. Okay, we are done with the image code also, and let me refresh the page here. Okay, see, I'm refreshing here. See, you can get the image. See here why it's getting error. So the for the previous, okay, for the previous data we didn't taken any images, so it's not showing. But in the last, okay, it's showing the error. Let me do one thing then. Let me go to that user page, okay, registration page, and let me give the Vivek at the rate gmail.com, and let me select one different image it here. Okay, and different file and register. See here, now it's getting the image. So this is how we can show the images and we can download the images. So now we are done with the file, okay, file handling. So I think in the tomorrow's class, I will take one template, okay, for template integration. So after that, we will create a registration page and we'll go on with that, okay. So this is about the file uploading, and this is how you can interact with the database. Okay, you can create, insert, retrieve, update, delete, and file upload, image upload, file downloading, image. Okay, you can view the image and you can download the image same as a file, okay. So thank you. If you have any doubts regarding anything, you can just ping me in the WhatsApp or you can attend the class.